Will oil hit $140? Stay tuned to find out. Hey guys, January 30th. Talking about oil. We went over gold the other day, and we were comparing to the M2 money supply line. This blue line here. We've got oil in black, gold in gold, and dollar index in green. And best as we could to try to correlate. If you look, I changed the ranges on all of these to best match. The most contact along the money supply line, especially when the dollar was close to 100, kind of as your basis even point. You'll see that the gold was definitely close to the money supply line here. Back here at 100 on the dollar, we were close with both gold and oil, and then around over here we were close. Early 80s, we had high inflation. It seemed like we had, and everything was high. The dollar, the gold, the oil, compared to the money supply. But I think if we kind of try to normalize, I think, the commodities should gravitate to follow how much money is out in circulation, representatively to how much money we have available to spend on our goods. So, starting with the money supply line, I'll admit, now looking at it this way and overlaying the gold, we're still a little bit under, but, for year end here, looking at beginning of 2023, that puts, we're in this $2,300 range for gold. And looking right now, even if we try to stay on par with this, oil really should be getting up closer to this $140 range, and year end, if we overshoot, or even if we just follow this line, we could be even higher than that. We're looking at like 160 here up on the upper end. So, and I get that, the oil is definitely going to be linked to supply and demand. So I called up OPEC and non-OPEC supplies here, and if we look at the peak non-OPEC supply, we had 67 million barrels of oil a year. And actually, OPEC really kind of peaked here in 2017 around 32 million barrels per year. So questionably, will OPEC actually get back to that, and or will the non-OPEC reach these peaks as well? So, it leads the question to look at demand. And, looking in here just before Christmas, November, we were pushing 100 million barrels of oil. So for a November, lower time of year, if we look back December, November of 2018, we were right around there, around 100 million barrels. So we're already at pre-crash oil demand, and supply is lacking a little bit to get us there. So, if 100, and if you look at the extrapolation of this line, I mean, when things get back to normal, we may be up into the 105 million barrels of oil. So that, looking back at this chart, you start to look and see, well, can we make 105 million barrels of oil? Now, granted, there's probably about 4 or 5 million barrels not on this chart. So even if we were looking at November of 2019 at 100, we had 67 on non-OPEC and 29. So that puts us at 96 million. So there's 3 or 4 million that's not showing that was being made. Or we were maybe drawing down inventories. It's hard to say, but I guess to give the benefit of the doubt, if we were to get to peak 32 million on OPEC and peak 67, plus 3 or 4 million elsewhere that's not accounted for, 100 million is is kind of in the range of where we know we've peaked out at. So again, we've got Asia's surpassing the US in car sales and on gasoline engines usage. I think we're gonna see still a rapid increase of supply again, of demand for oil. And go back to our initial chart, it only makes sense even on the supply demand side, as well as our money supply situation, of where a valid oil price is. So again, we'll see what happens, but I think you can see recently the price of oil alone has gone up quite significantly. A lot of oil stocks are doing well, and I think there's a lot of oil stocks that are still undervalued because people are a little hesitant to invest in oil, or think that we're going to switch a light switch and oil will stop getting used and these oil companies are going to go to the wayside. But there's a compelling argument that we could see quite a spike in oil prices, and obviously with that we'd see a significant increase in the stock market valuation with oil companies. So yeah, short and sweet. That's kind of what I want to show you guys today. Hit that like and subscribe. Spent a lot of time trying to figure this out and get these things to look as best as I could get it to look, as a fair and very, try to give you an accurate representation here of how these all correlate. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we will chat next time.